Hello, I'm Brianna Marie Bascuguin.
Hi! I'm Maria Angelica Pedraza.
I'm Eldrin James and Pantoja.
Representing Megatron!
Robotics 4 is a subject we've taken in our second semester of grade 12, and we've had our ups and downs.
But we have learned many lessons from it.
So here's a video reflection about our experiences from Robotics 4.
Please enjoy! We use 3 modules in our Robotics 4 subject. Let me show you the modules. First, the RFID module. The RFID module scans a card or tag, and the serial number of that card or tag is shown on the serial monitor. When you place that card or tag near or above the reader, the module reads its unique serial number and sends that information to the Arduino. For example, if you want the card to unlock a door, you must first register the card serial number in the system. Once the registered card is scanned, the door will unlock. If an unregistered card is used, the door will remain locked. Next, the keypad. When a button on the keypad is pressed, such as a number, asterisk, or hashtag, that value is sent to the Arduino. In our project, we use the asterisk as the enter key for the code and hashtag as a delete key. This setup can be used for a passcode-based door lock system. Then, the IR receiver. The IR receiver catches infrared signals from a remote controller. It converts the signal into command and sends it to the Arduino. For example, when you press a button on the remote, it can turn on LED or control another component.
The similarities that all 3 modules had in common was that all modules were input devices.
All of them are modules focused on inputting information and sending it to the Arduino, and when coded to, will instruct the system and input commands and not to output or do commands. Though, they all did this in different ways. The RFID scanner inputs information into the Arduino by scanning RFID codes embedded into the cards and tags. The keypad inputs different codes depending on the button that was pressed, and the IR remote control does the same with the help of the IR receiver. The easiest and beginner-friendly to use would be the IR receiver module. Because it has 3 pins, it is much easier to connect and troubleshoot by comparing it to the amounts of pins the keypad and RFID has. The IR receiver is also the most versatile to use due to the remote function. Without the necessity of wires that need to be connected to the remote, many can be created, such as remotes for your car, television, or even your door. The most difficult to use would be the RFID module. While both the RFID and keypad have many pins, the keypad only has to be connected to the input pins. The RFID module has a GND and VCC pin along with the input pins, making it trickier to wire, especially without a guide.
Our group used to have a lot of problems on completing our activity, mainly because of the non-functional electrical components. The components that we had a lot of issues with is the LED. Sometimes the light is too weak and sometimes it doesn't work at all. Moreover, we had a couple of issues regarding the system itself. Every time we plug it into the computer to try and test the system, if it's gonna work, it usually ends up not working even though our code and wirings are properly built. To fix these problems, we came up with different ways on how to solve these issues. To start with, we ought to see if our components malfunction or not. If that's the case, then we would ask either our subject teacher or classmates if they have a spare component similar to ours. If the malfunctioning of the component wasn't the issue, then we just simply take the plug off and wait for a few seconds, then plug it back in, while also re-uploading our code for assurance. So make sure to double check your circuits and test your modules. Completing an activity is a great achievement, but you don't need to be in a hurry. Be aware of the sudden errors you might run across on your system. The activities that we have done by integrating other components to the main component have helped us understand how each other different component works and help each other. Firstly, the activities that help us realize how important the LCD and LED is are the door lock system from the keypad and RFID module. Using a keypad or RFID, the LCD gives the users visual feedback based on what the system is asking for. Then, the LEDs alerts the users through the LED's color and visual representation. Different colors mean different meanings, just like red being a warning or a stop signal, and then the green one being a passing or go signal. In the activity called IR-controlled LED system, the user presses different inputs on the remote control and it sends signals to the LED so that it can show whether the action is right or wrong. In conclusion, both the LED and LCD integrate well and give users clear visual feedback. Lastly, the buzzer gives alerts and feedbacks through sounds like the buzzer beeping, making the system easily noticeable.
Anong number niya?
The password-based door lock system and the IR-controlled servo door lock were the activities that involve the buzzer. In the password-based door lock system, the buzzer is set to activate if the input is wrong. The RFID can be used for many things in real life, and one of them is for access control and security. The best example is the creation of keycards using RFID for hotel rooms and office buildings, making it only accessible for the user who has the keycard. This would be the best example due to the RFID's function on keeping your privacy safe and secured, while also being easy to use.
It is very common for keypads to be used in many situations, especially in different types of security systems. The keypads are commonly found in ATMs, home and security systems, elevators such as those in hospitals or municipal buildings, hotel room doors in places like Makati or anywhere in Manila, vending machines, and electronic lockers. For example, in a playroom in Santa Rosa, a keypad can be used to control who is allowed to enter. Only people who know the correct code given by the staff or the person in charge of security can access the area. This helps keep the place safe and organized, making keypads simple, reliable, and practical for everyday use.
The IR receiver and IR remote control can be used for people with disabilities. There are support tools that people can use to make their lives easier, such as wheelchairs. Adding remote controls with functions for things such as locking doors, closing windows, opening storage cabinets, or installing them into wheelchairs can be a large help to make the lives of people who struggle with these things and more a lot easier. The IR receiver and the IR remote control can be very versatile module in making support items. Robotics 4 was a journey, an extremely eventful academic journey. There were highs, lows, but there were fun moments in between. The majority of the failures we experienced were due to the technical issues, but fortunately, these were solved through teamwork and lots of troubleshooting.
Many of our unsuccessful moments in robotics come from components issues. Sometimes we realized some components were non-functional and changed them too late, which left us no time to complete other activities. So be careful and double-check your components to save time and stress.
But with unsuccessful moments also come successful moments. Many of our issues were solved by double-checking everything, from the wiring to the code. A common mistake you can make is overlooking unconnected components. This causes more stress and decreases time for you to do other activities. So, you make sure you double check.
Remember, nothing is impossible as long as you have the drive to do it.
Don't rush and enjoy the process.
Thank you!